Afternoon, Ms. Bridgewater. Hope you're doing well this afternoon.
I hope you are as well, Your Honor.
I am, thank you.
Mhm.
Let's see, the SAP reset date,
It's going to be March the 3rd.
March 3rd. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you all doing this afternoon?
Good. We start with, if y'all ready, start with number one, Mr. Arnold.
Okay, let me make sure that everybody's with us. Who's representing Mr. Arnold this afternoon?
Okay. I would just want to make sure all my people were on.
Who do we have? See Mr. Sajidin for the PD's office. Who else do we have from the PD's office this afternoon?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, Miss. Good afternoon, Miss Rainford. Who represents Mr. Arnold? Position number one.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Mr. Sajidin.
Yeah, Mr. Arnold is my my client.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and address everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We're providing you with the assistance of a public defender or a conflict defender this afternoon if you choose to utilize their services. Good afternoon, Mr. Arnold. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001019E with theft by shoplifting. Good afternoon, Ms. Washington. Is there a history?
Yes, Your Honor. 41 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in January of this year for possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug-related objects. That case is currently pre-indicted. 2025 felony conviction for theft by taken, and the defendant is currently on probation. The 2024 misdemeanor conviction for giving a false name. 2023 felony conviction for abandonment of a body and concealing the death, and the defendant is currently on probation. For that case, there are other felony convictions, including a 2020 theft by receiving stolen property, a 2016 robbery, and other felony convictions. There are three open cases: a 2025 theft by shoplifting, fleeing, and possession of drugs that's currently pre-indicted, a 2026 theft by shoplifting felony, also pre-indicted, and a indicted 2025 case for 3 counts of misdemeanor theft by shoplifting and 4 counts of felony theft by shoplifting. There is a history of parole and probation violations. Nothing further.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Evans-Bell.
Good afternoon, Judge. Yes, this incident occurred December the 17th of 2025 at the Lululemon Link. Investigators were at 1168 Howell Mill Road, Northwest Atlanta. Mr. Arnold was a shoplifter, and they considered him a repeat shoplifter for that location. He was observed concealing 3 Lululemon Define jackets valued at $128 each on his person, and he fled the store while still in possession of the merchandise, passing all points of sale. We're asking for a bond. Our recommendation is a $3,000 good bond. Stay away from the Lululemon store at 1168 Howell Mill Road, Northwest Atlanta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Masajuddin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Arnold's 45 years old. He's lived in Georgia his entire life. He has been struggling with homelessness. However, he does have a good mailing address that belongs to his brother, who does let him stay from time to time, although not for any sort of extended period of time. And I believe that is the address that is on file presently on North Avenue. He has been working through able-bodied temp services for as much work as he can get through them. Your Honor, he has 2 adult children as well as his GED. Your Honor, he is of very, very limited financial means. And so we would be asking for a signature bond for Mr. Arnold here today.
All right, will be $1,000 good bond. Stay away from the Lululemon on Harrow Mill Road. I want him to have a social worker visit to assist with any housing needs. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Arnold.
All right, let's get number 7, Mr. Ellis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ellis. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001031L with battery family violence. Is there a history?
4 arrest cycles. Last arrest was in August of last year for simple battery, and that case appears to be open in DeKalb County. There are 2 additional open cases in DeKalb County, one from March of 2025 for battery family violence, and then an additional one from 2024 for 2 counts of battery family violence. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. I also saw a simple assault over in DeKalb County as well. In this particular case, the incident happened February the 15th of 2026. Officers went to a person injured call, and there they saw that it appeared that he was attempting to leave the location. The victim came to the door stating that he had punched her and kicked her in the head and the eye. She had swelling to the left side of her forehead, and he was detained at that time. It appears that they do have one child together as well. Our bond recommendation, in consideration of all the open cases that he has, is for $5,000 good bond, no further contact with Kiera McGowan. Stay away from the 2324 Polar Rock Avenue, Atlanta address. And if the court so inclined to would allow them to start either family violence intervention or anger management classes if he's released on bond. Thank you.
Kiera McCowan, I see that you're on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. I need for you to unmute yourself, ma'am.
Okay, what I
Yes, hold
wanted
on.
to
No,
say
Ms.
is,
McCowan, please wait. Wait, raise your right hand for
okay.
me. Raise your right hand for me. Okay. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Now, what would you like to tell the court, ma'am?
I wanted to say was that we were intoxicated. He had everything to say like we were arguing. I just was drunk and over exaggerating things and was making it seem like he hit me, but I ended up falling because it was a whole nother incident that happened. So he didn't put his hands on me. I was just really drunk. We've been drinking all night and everything just got out of hand. He's never hit me. He take care of my 4-year-old. He's not his stepdad. I go to watch. I don't have any money to bond him out. I was asking for a signature bond because I already need help with my child and I can't go to work if he's in jail. So that's all I have to say.
Um, the open battery cases that he has pending in DeKalb County, are you involved in those cases?
No, sir, that's not with me. No, sir. I don't know nothing about that.
How old's your child?
She's one.
All right. Thank you for being here this afternoon, ma'am.
Okay.
Mr. Massageddin?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ellis is 23 years old. He's originally from Mississippi, but he has been living here for the past 2 years at the incident location, 2324 Polar Rock. That is a rooming house where he lives there with Miss McCowan, as well as their child, or her child, rather, Your Honor. He is working for a demolition company, Ashton Demolition, and home renovation. He had gone as far as the 12th grade, but didn't graduate, is applying for trade school, in the process of being entered into trade school, Your Honor. Given the statement that the court just received from the alleged victim, Ms. McCowan, we would ask for Mr. Ellis today to receive a signature bond and that there not be a stay away order or a no contact order. Mr. Ellis doesn't have any other place to go in the state. All of his family resides in Mississippi. So if he can't go back to the Polar Rock address, he would have to go back to Mississippi. He doesn't have anything else, any other family or friends in the area.
Will be a $2,000 good bond. I want him to start the Family Violence Intervention Program. No further violent contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Ellis.
All right, Judge, can we go to ACDC position 30, 30?
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Shaw. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001044J with criminal trespass and loitering. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. 2 arrest cycles. The last arrest was November of last year for possession of a controlled substance. That case is currently open and pre-indicted. There was first offender probation in 2025 for burglary and willful obstruction, and the defendant is currently on probation for that case. Nothing further.
Seventh battle.
Yes, Your Honor. And there is a Nestor Hernandez Dominguez that is also charged from this same incident. I'm not sure which attorney represents them. This incident happened February the 15th of 2026. They were hanging out, smoking marijuana in the back of the Exxon gas station at 1105 Holcomb Bridge Road. It was about 12 a.m. or so. They had previously received notice that they were not authorized to be on the property. Ms. Shaw's notice was from April of 2024. That she was provided notice of her criminal trespass. We are asking in her particular case, the bond recommendation is for $1,000 surety for each charge. That would be a $2,000 surety. Stay away from the location, start an ADET, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. I will note that although she was not charged, there was other drug paraphernalia that was located. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. McLeod.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I am asking for signature bond for my client. She is 47 years old, Your Honor. She has no significant criminal history. And she tells me that she actually had permission to be there from the owner operator of the gas station, Mr. Ali.
All right, for each charge will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the Exxon on Holcomb Bridge Road. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, next we got 28, Mr. Peavy.
Good afternoon, Mr. Peavy. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001029C with criminal trespass and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. 28 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 2024 for simple battery, criminal trespass, aggravated assault, and 4 counts of criminal damage to property in the second. And the defendant appeared to be on probation for that case. There's a 2023 felony conviction for 2 counts of possession of a firearm during and possession of a firearm by, and the defendant is currently on probation. Also, a 2024 felony conviction for criminal damage to property in the second and criminal trespass, and the defendant is currently on probation for that case. There are other felony convictions outside of the 10-year period, including a burglary, criminal damage to property, and theft by taking. There are 2 open indicted cases, one from 2024 for an aggravated assault, one from 2022 for possession of a firearm by, possession of a firearm during, aggravated assault, and possession of cocaine with the intent to distribute. And there is a history of probation violations. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. On February 13th of 2026, at 1151 Allen Avenue, there was a call regarding a person stealing. Ms. Joanna Brown advised that there were multiple individuals on the property of her auto shop. This was an inherited property. Apparently, people have been going in and out of it. And Mr. Dollar and Mr. Peavy were detained at the property. She indicated that they came onto the property. They were caught with footage of them being on the property. They were attempting to hide while the officers were there. They discovered Mr. Dollar's vehicle, which was parked with multiple car parts at the back bed. It appeared that he, along with several other individuals, ran and began to hide, jumping over a fence, and the officers gave chase. Mr. Peavy, Miss Brown screamed for help, and that is when they saw Mr. Peavy running out of the auto shop lot in a different direction, attempting to get away. He did admit to being on the property, and he was arrested. In reference to his bond recommendation is for $3,000 good bond. Ask that he stay away from the JB Automotive located at 1151 Allen Avenue, Southwest Atlanta. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you. Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. My client tells me that he is currently unemployed. He, works for himself, but he's not employed by anyone else. So he really doesn't have any money, Your Honor. I do not know whether or not he qualifies for a signature bond at any possible level. If he does, I would ask the court to give him that. If he does not qualify for a signature bond, I'm asking for as low a bond as possible for him, Your Honor. Nothing further.
For each charge will be a $500 good bond, makes for a total of a $1,000 good bond. I'd like him to have a social worker visit to assist with housing if necessary and a BHET. Stay away from that Allen Avenue address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Peavy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position
That's fine.
18.
That concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good rest of your day, Ms. McLeod.
Thank you, Your Honor. Same to you.
Good afternoon. Ms. Howard. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001024F with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, there are 2 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 1998 for theft by taking. There was an 87 misdemeanor conviction for simple battery. Nothing further.
Ms. Evans-Battle? Oh, Ms. Spear, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. In this instance, there was an altercation between the victim, Mr. Thomas, and Ms. Howard, the defendant. He claims that he wanted to leave the apartment. That started the physical altercation, which left him with a bloody scratch on the back of his neck. We are asking for a $2,000 surety, the FVIP, as they do live together. No further violent contact with the victim, although we haven't reached Mr. Howard Thomas. He did state at one point that he did not wish the police to get involved, and said the situation had remedied itself. We are asking for a stay away from the incident location, 3150 Reeves Circle, and a BHET. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Mr. Howard Thomas is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Yes, Mr. Masajiman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Howard is 55 years old, a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. She does live at the incident location, 3150 Reeves Circle, alongside Mr. Howard. Your Honor, she is a mother to one living child. The other is very sadly deceased, Your Honor, but she also has her GED and is employed currently working at the Burger King on MLK, Your Honor, as the state stated and is as written in the warrant. Mr. Howard stated to police when they came on the scene that he didn't want to press charges, he didn't want to prosecute the case, Your Honor, and so we would ask for those reasons that there not be a stay away or a no contact order, Your Honor, and we would just ask for a signature bond from Ms. Howard. That's all she can afford at this time. If anger management classes, Your Honor, finds those appropriate, we wouldn't have any objection to that.
Will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Howard Thomas. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Howard.
And this got 25, Mr. Marshall.
Good afternoon, Mr. Marshall. You have been charged in case 26CR000948G with criminal trespass and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 11 arrest cycles with multi-state interaction in Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. The last arrest was in December of last year for criminal trespass, and the defendant pled nolo to that case. There is a 2025 first offender probation for 2 counts of terroristic threat, and the defendant is currently on probation for that case. In January of last year, there was a nolo plea to theft by shoplifting and criminal trespass. In October of last year, there was a misdemeanor conviction for criminal trespass. Additional nolo plea in 2024 for criminal trespass. And a 2020 misdemeanor conviction for 4 counts of disorderly conduct. There are prior misdemeanors, including other criminal trespasses outside of the 10 years. There are 5 prior FTAs from 2025 ending in 2016. Nothing further.
Thank you. Sophia?
Yes, Your Honor. On February 11th, the officers were dispatched to 265 Peachtree Center in response to male trespassing. When they found him, he was laying on a bench outside the Marriott Marquis at 265 Peachtree Center. They activated their siren, got over the loudspeaker, say, please move on. He laid back down on the bench. They approached him. When he was arrested and then put in the back of the car, he said his name was Kerry Marshall, which was not a real name. Then he said, try it in Alabama. He ran it through Alabama. Also nothing found. Marvin Henderson, head of security for the Marriott Marquis, approached and said, I know who this guy is. He's Mastriani Marshall. He had been issued a criminal trespass on the property previously. And as Your Honor heard, this is an ongoing issue with him. There's a $1,000 surety already set per charge, so we would ask that it remain. To stay away from 265 Peachtree Center Avenue, that is the Marriott Marquis premises, and it sounds like he needs a social worker visit. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Marshall is 42 years of age. He is originally from Alabama, but he's been in Georgia for about 5 years. He mentioned he's unemployed, but he did mention that he graduated from high school and that he had about 1.5 years of college experience, Your Honor. He also mentioned to me that he does suffer from some MH issues and that he is currently residentially challenged. However, he does have a good mailing address. He mentioned to me that the mother of his children, he's able to get mail from her address, but he just doesn't stay there. So I did ask him if he still wanted to have a social worker visit, and he mentioned that would be okay with him. So I'm fine with the social worker visit. I'd be asking for the lowest reasonable amount for his bond today.
Each charge will be attendance for a total of $1,000. Good. Stay away from the Marriott Marquis at the Peachtree Center. Social worker visit to assess for a BHET and assist with housing if necessary. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Marshall.
How much is that again? I'm sorry.
500 per charge, $1,000 good bond total.
Okay.
All right, position 16-16.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Hollander. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001022D with 2 counts of battery, family violence, and simple battery against a police officer. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, 4 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in January of this year for simple battery. That case is currently open in Fulton County. No misdemeanor convictions are listed. There are 2 additional open Fulton County cases, one from April 2025 for 2 counts of battery, family violence, and the second from November 2024 for simple battery, family violence, and simple battery, nothing further.
For those open cases, those all 3 of those cases are here in Fulton County. Is that what you?
Correct.
Would you place those case numbers in the chat to Ms. Bridgewater for me, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Evans Battle.
I'm still looking, Judge. I'm sorry. Hollinger, Church. Okay. Is that the same person that I have as Hayes?
I'm not sure. Position number 16, Anaya Hollinger. While she's looking for that, Ms. Strong, are you with me?
That's mine. I'm sorry. Miss Hollinger's mine, Miss Battle, if that's
Okay.
sorry about that. I was slow on the uptake.
You call me, Judge?
Yes, Ms. Strong, are you able to look up the bonds for the open cases for me that Ms. Hollander has?
Sure, you can give me one moment.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Ms. Spear.
I do have one of the case numbers, 25 CR 001800D. She's also the victim is the same victim in that case as it is here. They're trying to get the defendant into mental MH court. There are MH concerns. I believe the victim, I saw her on here, Miss Fitzgerald. She believes that defendant medicates with alcohol. She already had an MHET and an ADET previously. So we would ask that defendant comply with both any and all doctor recommendations on both of those things. We are asking for a $5,000 total surety. That's $2,000 per family violence, $1,000 on the simple battery. The simple battery on the law enforcement officer was that she spit on Sergeant Evans' forearm while they were trying to get her into the back of the vehicle. We're also asking for a stay away per the victim. The address is 579 Ironstone Drive. No further contact with the victim. I'm sorry, Miss Fitzgerald, I'm going to mess up your first name. Ashari, Ashjairae. She can correct me if she wishes to speak. The long and short of it is that sorry. There was an altercation. The defendant was exhibiting signs of intoxication. The police removed her down the street to the Shell station where the defendant said, "My friend will pick me up." Friend did not pick her up. Instead, she went back to the home. And there was more physical altercation. Miss Fitzgerald had recorded some of the incident on her phone. There were also visible injuries. So we do have the 2024, 2025, and 2026 various batteries. One of those cases, 25 CR 1801, which is the one consecutive after the last one, Deontez Stanbeck is the victim, which is Miss Fitzgerald's ex-husband. The third open case, I do have.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's,
Oh, Ms. Fitzgerald, I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak, but we don't interrupt this court. So I
my
know that
apology. That's her boyfriend, her ex.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, her
well,
ex-boyfriend. I apologize. Let's see. And then the third case, 26 CR 000059D, is a different victim. The victim has requested that there be a rehab facility program offered to the defendant based on the history and what we know about MHET and ADET, but I will let her address that. But we are asking for the 5,000 total surety to stay away and then no further contact. And I will let Ms. Fitzgerald go into any specifics that Your Honor may need to make an informed decision. We are asking, of course, for no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
yes, now, Ms. Fitzgerald, it is, if you would like the opportunity to speak, now is that time. If you would activate your camera for me.
Okay. Okay, my
Yes,
apologies, Your
ma'am.
Honor.
Yeah, I accept the apology. Yes, Ms.
Uh,
Fitzgerald.
oh,
Can you raise,
okay.
can you raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am?
Mhm.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Yes, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
I just want to say that my daughter, she's trying her best to get her life on track, but she has this hiccup, an addiction to alcohol. And it's not something that she does every single day, but when she does, she could go as long as 2 weeks and she binges and she goes into this manic stage and it makes her totally a different person and she acts erratic and very aggressive. I want to help her, but I know her coming here is not going to help her. I really wish that she could be assigned to a 30-day in-stay rehab, alcohol rehab, because she needs that really bad. She really has nowhere to go, but I already know that she's going to try to probably reach out to her ex and go there, but he abuses her, he hits her, and every time that's that morning when we got into it, she was running from him and he was, she had a bloody nose and everything. And it's like, I'm tired of that too. She needs to stay away from him and he needs to stay away from her because I'm afraid that something worse what happened, and so but she needs help. And I think the start of it all is that she's not able to do it on her own. I want her to immediately somehow go to like at least a 30-day stay in say rehab, alcohol rehab facility if possible.
Thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Fitzgerald. It's my understanding that you would not like her back at the Ironstone Drive address. Is that correct?
No, but knowing me, I probably would let her back because I don't want to see her on the street, but I can't afford her being here. I just can't. She needs to go to rehab first and I need to see some changes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to order that she has no further contact with you and that she not go back to that Ironstone Drive address at this time. If I order that and she comes back there and you allow her to be there, she's going to be in violation of my order and the bond will possibly be revoked. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. And I understand your feelings as well, Ms. Fitzgerald. I understand that you're trying to do what you possibly can do for your daughter. Okay, thank you, Ms. Fitzgerald. Yes, Mr. Misogyny. You're on mute there, Mr. Misogyny.
Thank you, Your Honor. My apologies. Ms. Hollinger is 22 years old and a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. She does reside at that 579 Ironstone Drive address. She can't stay there. She has some friends, potentially her grandmother, that she could stay with temporarily. Your Honor, is what she told me. She is a high school graduate, has some college under her belt, and is also employed working at a local restaurant, the Juicy Crawfish. Your Honor, we will work with our office with Ms. Hollinger to try to find her something, but we obviously don't have anything set up right now or in the immediate future. Your Honor. So at this point in time, we would ask for a signature bond from Ms. Hollingers. That's all she can afford at this time.
For each of the battery family violence charges will be a $2,000 good bond. For the simple battery charge will be a $1,000 good bond, makes for a total of a $5,000 good bond. I want her to have a social worker visit to assess for an MHET. I also want her to have an alcohol drug evaluation and a treatment that's necessary. She's to stay away from the Ironstone Drive address and have no further contact with Miss Fitzgerald at this time. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. She will see me back at the SAP calendar on March 3rd. If we could have all of her open cases placed on that calendar as well.
Will do.
Thank you, Ms. Bridgewater.
You're welcome.
And if Mr. Masajan, if you'll make sure to follow up with whoever the SAP calendar attorney will be that day so that I can get a briefing from the social worker, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, will do, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Ms. Hollander.
I'm raising my.
You have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you. I will give Mr. Masajan, if Mr. Masajan, if you can speak with her after court to answer any questions that she might have.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Who do we have next?
22, Mr. Andrew Jones.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001033L with simple battery family violence. Is there a history?
No.
There are 3 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in April of last year for DUI. In Florida, there is no disposition listed. And there were 2 prior misdemeanor convictions for DUI in 2016 and 89. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. On this particular instance, the defendant and victim had been at the defendant's house drinking. Then he transported her to her house. On the way, there was a verbal altercation. When they got to her place, he yanked her out of the car and pushed her to the ground. This was witnessed by 2 other people, as well as the victim, who had some just minor bruising and scrapes. Because of the 3 DUIs and the fact that there had been drinking involved, we are asking for an ADT in addition to the $2,000 surety. FVIP, no further contact with the victim, Lori Jones, LORI, and to stay away from 1 Paper Mill Place, which is the incident location. We did talk to the victim. Their children are grown. They are in college. They are aged 23 and 21. She said that the alcohol tends to make defendant verbally abusive. Our advocate encouraged them just to maintain contact strictly about any of the children's needs and to not fraternize any more than necessary. So we are asking for the 2,000 surety, FVIP, no further contact, stay away, and the ADET based on the alcohol involved here and the 3 DUI convictions. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Is this Ms. Jones in courtroom 2 here?
I'm his attorney.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. Can you identify yourself for the court, please?
My name is Lori Jones. My bar number is 378-115. I'm a member of Georgia's Bar. I'm helping my ex-husband here. I do not want to. I hope that this is just a misdemeanor and it's not going to go on to have any kind of permanent repercussions on him. And that's what I'm here for, because I don't want my children to view this. I'm protecting my children.
Okay, so in addition to being an attorney, Ms. Jones, you are also the alleged victim, is that correct?
I am the victim.
Has this ever happened before?
Yes. There's a history, decades.
Okay. And as far as contact, what are your wishes as to contact?
I would like to still be in contact with him.
Anything further this afternoon?
Can I speak?
You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you, Mr. Jones. So I would just know that the prosecutors are on the line and that you'll have the opportunity to address this matter as you go forward. I'm going to give you a signature bond today. It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. I want you to have a alcohol drug evaluation and any treatment that's necessary. No further violent contact with Lori Jones, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
All right, position 15, ACDC.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Hester. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001020J with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, unlawful to possess, display, or use any false, fraudulent, or altered identification document, and driving while your license was suspended or revoked. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 8 adult arrest cycles. The last arrest was in October of last year for fleeing, driving without a valid license, speeding, and reckless driving. And that case is currently open and pre-indicted. There was a 2023 felony conviction under the Youthful Offender Act for ID fraud and theft by deception, and it appears that she's currently on probation for that case. 2023 misdemeanor conviction for theft by shoplifting. Also, there appears to be an open case from 2025 out of Butts County for driving while license suspended or revoked, an FTA from 2023, 2 holds, one from Conyers for a probation violation from October of last year, and the second from Jackson, Georgia for an FTA from February 5th of this year. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. The car that she was driving showed up as having no insurance, but it turned out to be a rental vehicle. She was able to provide the paperwork, so that charge dropped. But when they asked her for identification, she provided a fake ID of the name Jessica Tussing. Could not provide any other information about her alleged name or birth date or social security number. So of course nothing came back. Then she came up with Amber Jones, different date of birth. Finally, they fingerprinted her, excuse me, and the name came back Monica Ulrich, but the alias was Amaya Hester. Her license is suspended for her FTAs from April and October of last year, and we do show the 2 warrants for Conyers for the probation violation in Jackson County. Jackson, Georgia, for one of those FTAs. So we are there's already a 1,000 surety already set per charge, so we would ask that that remain, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Masajidin?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hester's 21 years old, a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. She has a good address in Riverdale where she lives with her mother, Your Honor, and is also employed, self-employed, doing hair and makeup. Your Honor, she went as far as the 11th grade and is working towards her GED. She was previously incarcerated and had attempted to begin that program, but they only started offering it to her right as she was set to be released. So she's having to restart that process now that she's or has been out of custody. Your Honor, we would ask for Ms. Hester today to receive a signature bond, Your Honor, and nothing further.
For the obstruction will be a $500 good bond. For each of the other charges will be a $250 good bond, makes for a total of a $1,000 good bond. No driving without a valid license, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Hester.
All right, this we got 31, Mr. Thrash.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thrash. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001042J with battery family violence and simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
No, Your Honor. This is the defendant's first arrest.
Thank you. Ms. Spear? You're on mute there, Ms. Spear.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Sorry, my computer was was taking a little longer. This is between Gwyneth Branch and Mr. Derek Thrash, Your Honor. They are roommates who decided to move in together. Short version of the story is there was a dirty shower curtain placed on a coffee table that caused a verbal altercation that led to a physical altercation. Miss Branch said that he grabbed her arm and shoved her, which caused bruising to her upper arm, hence the battery family violence. She said that he pushed her into a refrigerator, then a closet door, then placed his hands around her neck. Her breathing was not obstruction. Her airflow was not stopped. Because she was concerned that the situation would escalate, she removed herself from the situation. While he doesn't show any criminal history, we are asking for a $3,000 surety for anger awareness, as they are roommates. It's not intimate partner violence. No further contact with the victim, Gwyneth Branch, and to stay away from 6822 Shannon Parkway. That is the incident location. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
If Ms. Gwyneth Branch is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Thrash is 70 years old. He mentioned to me that they are both on the lease of this place. So I would be asking that he is not removed from the location, especially because of his age. He also mentioned to me that he is on disability. He has a breathing problem. He has diabetes. He has metal bar in his back. He hasn't been able to receive the medications that he needs currently. And so I would just be asking for him to receive a signature bond and for him to not be removed from the his premises, because I'm not sure where he would be able to go right now due to all the complications that he's currently facing.
Ms. Spear, has your office, Ms. Branch?
I don't believe so. Let me double check, but as I recall, we have not been able to reach her. No, we have not been able to reach her.
Okay. For the battery will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the simple battery, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. At this time, there will be no further contact with Ms. Branch, and stay away from the Shannon Parkway address. If someone does get in touch with her and she has different wishes, then the bond order can be modified. A one-time escort to retrieve any belongings if necessary. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Thrash.
Position 12.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hayes. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001048G with battery family violence and 4 counts of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 9 arrest cycles. The last arrest is in 2024 for possession of a firearm by and willful obstruction, as well as driving without a valid license. There's a 2017 first offender probation for felony theft by shoplifting that was sealed in 2017. A 2015 no-low plea to willful obstruction. There are 2 possible open cases. A 2025 arrest for forgery in the 3rd out of Henry County. A 2022 arrest for battery, family violence, cruelty in the 3rd, and willful obstruction out of DeKalb County. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have a consent bond as to Ms. Hayes.
I am in receipt of that bond, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're
You'll
welcome.
place that on the record?
$10,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. That would be a $6,000 SOB pretrial services level 2 as to the battery family violence. As to each count of the cruelty to children will be $1,000. SOB through pretrial services level 2. Conditions of bond being that she complete the 24-week FVIP, 12 parenting courses, and a parenting plan. No further violent contact. It should read with any of her children, and I did not adjust that to any of her children, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Massajuddin?
Yes, Your Honor, those are the terms we agreed to.
Very good. Good luck to you, Ms. Hayes.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Ms. Evans Battle, are you gonna redo this bond to include no further violent contact with the children?
Yes, I'll type that up right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we got 21, Mr. Johnson.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. You've been charged in case 26 CR 001032C with 3 counts of simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
No, Your Honor, this is the defendant's first arrest.
Thank you, Ms. Spear.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Asia Thurman is the victim here. Herself and defendant had just gotten back to the hotel room after attending the Cat Williams show. The victim alleges that the defendant called her a tramp for uploading a video that he did not agree with. The victim says the argument escalated. He grabbed her by the hair, smacked her, pinned her to the bed, punched her in the lower back, and pressed his elbow into her back while restraining her. There was a witness who was staying in the room next to them that said she and her daughter heard an argument, could hear the victim screaming. It sounded as though she was being smacked and pulled around the room. They reported hearing glass break. At one point, she heard the defendant say, "Give me my key and my gun," at which case that caused them to call security. They found the victim screaming for help in the hallway, and security intervened and called the police. We did speak with the victim, Asia Thurmond. She says this is not the first time. The police are frequently called to their home out in Augusta. However, the police threatened to arrest both of them, so the victim usually asked them to leave. She said she is grateful for the APD and the hotel for taking this seriously. She hopes this will be a wake-up call and defendant will take accountability. A lethality assessment was completed because he does own guns and has strangled her in the past. They have a child together for total. They've been together 4 years, married 1. Victim said there was a TPO in place in September, but by October they had both agreed to drop it in order to try to make things work for the children. She does want him to take family violence intervention. So we are asking for $2,000 surety per charge, as they are not from around here and this is not their first rodeo, for a total of $6,000. FVIP, no further contact with Asia Thurmond, and to stay away from their house at 2582 Richmond Hill Drive in Augusta, and to forfeit any firearms. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Ms. Rainford. First, Ms. Asia Thurman is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity.
Hey, good afternoon, Judge.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Thurman. If you'll activate your camera for me, please. Thank you, ma'am, and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes, Ms. Thurman, what would you like to tell the court?
I would just like to tell the court that I love my husband. These things that happened, none of it was a lie. I just want for him to get proper help. This is not a everyday thing. But I want for him to get some type of counseling. I do want him to be home. I never said I wanted him out of the home. I do want for him to be home. I don't have an issue with him being around the children. I just want for him to get some type of family violence counseling and things like that. He does have a job, so I would like for him to be back home so that he can go to his job and things of that nature. But as far as with the family violence, I want him to get help.
How many children do you have and what are their ages?
We have in 11-year-olds, 8-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
I appreciate you being here this afternoon, Ms. Thurman. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Rainford.
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Johnson is 36 years of age. He's been in Georgia all his life. He does have a job that he's hoping to get back to as soon as possible. He's a high school graduate and he attended trade school for HVAC and electrical work. I would ask that you respect the wishes of the victim and allow him to return to his home so that he can still be a part of the family and work through these problems, Your Honor. I'd also be asking for a signature bond for him if a signature bond is not applicable for the lowest reasonable amount.
Okay, for each charge will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, makes for a total of a $6,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. I want him to begin the family violence intervention program. At this time, he is to have no further contact with Ms. Thurman and stay away from the Richmond Hill Drive address. I'm not going to keep him from his children. He can have third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation. He can also have a one-time police escort to retrieve any belongings from the Richmond Hill Drive address. No
Excuse me,
drugs,
Judge.
no
Excuse me, I'm
drugs,
sorry.
alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Yes, Ms. Thurman.
The way our work schedule set up, I need him home. I work nights. He has the children at nights. I just need him home. It's hard for him to
Well,
house.
I understand what you're saying, but you told me I'm concerned mostly for your children. You all have the responsibility of bringing those children up in a safe environment. Does not sound to me that that environment is safe right now. So until he starts getting some help, which you have told the court that he needs, and I'm sure that you would not have said that unless you really believe that he needs that help, which means that, you're a grown lady, but you have the responsibility of taking care of those children and making sure that everything that you and Mr. Johnson do, they are taken in. You all need to realize that, and until he gets himself together and starts with the family violence, he can have third-party transfer of the children. He can have visitation with the children. He can help you out in that respect, but you all have to do it through a third party, okay?
Yes, sir.
Once he starts getting some help, if he wants and his attorney want to come back to modify this, once he's gotten into the family violence intervention program and shows me that he's been there for a month or two, then maybe the bond could be modified to allow him to have contact. But until he starts getting some help, I think it's best for your family that you all are not, and mostly for your children, that you all are not around each other at the present time, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Ms. Thurman. Good luck to you. You as well, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
All right, position 11.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Harris. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001041L with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, there are 26 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in December of last year for theft by shoplifting, and that case is currently open and pre-indicted. There are 3 separate 2025 NOLO pleas to misdemeanor theft by shoplifting, an additional 2025 misdemeanor conviction for theft by shoplifting and willful obstruction, a 2019 NOLO plea to theft by shoplifting, 3 FTAs in the last 10 years, and there appears to be an open 2024 criminal trespass case in Fulton County. Nothing further.
Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. On January 30th of 2026, the officers went to 2429 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in reference to a shoplifting charge. The security guard in the store indicated that she had stolen packages of toilet paper, and she was caught on video as stealing those particular items. Our recommendation for bond is a $1,000 good bond. Stay away from all CVS locations. Complete an anti-theft course, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond, and a social worker visit. That would be all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Misogynin? You're on mute there.
Sorry about that. Ms. Harris is 43 years old. She's a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. She does have a good address off of Fairburn Road. She lives there with her grandmother, Your Honor. She does have some MH diagnoses. She takes medication for them, Your Honor, but that may be part of the underlying issue. Your Honor, she also receives disability for her income. She does not work, Your Honor, as a result or in connection with those MH diagnoses, Your Honor. We would ask for her to receive a signature bond at this time, and nothing further.
Okay, will be $1,000 good bond. I want her to have a social worker visit to assess for BHET and any housing issues. Stay away from the CVS on MLK Junior Drive. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Harris.
Next, we got 26, Mr. McKinnon.
Good afternoon, Mr. McKinnon. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001045D with 4 counts of battery. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
There's one prior arrest from 2015 for possession of marijuana in Illinois, and that case appears to be dismissed. Nothing further.
Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. In this particular instance, on February 15th, i.e. yesterday, an officer was dispatched to 94 Roswell Court for a domestic. At that time, the officer talked to the defendant and his girlfriend, aka the victim, Laravia, Laravia Hunter. He said they had been together for a year, and the defendant said, "She's intoxicated. I want her to leave." At that point, the officer noticed she had a knot on her forehead, which she claimed the defendant gave her by headbutting her. And then she had some scratches and scrapes, from the defendant pushing and hitting her. Miss Hunter, the victim, had been treated by EMS. So we're asking for $2,000 per charge surety for a total of $8,000. We are asking for 4 anger awareness, as these are technically not family violence. They don't live together. They don't have children, but it is considered intimate partner violence. No further contact with the victim, Laravia Hunter, although we have not been able to reach her, and to stay away from her home at 485 Buchli, Buchli Lane in Lithonia. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
If Ms. Hunter is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. I saw a hand raised for Zoom users, so I wasn't sure if that was Miss Hunter or not. But I can go ahead. Mr. McKinnon is 42 years of age, Your Honor. He mentioned to me that he's been back and forth in Georgia since 2007 because of work, but he needs to get back home as soon as possible. He is at risk of termination from his job, and he mentioned to me that he is worried about his dog that is currently at the residence in her cage, Your Honor. He also mentioned that he is,
me? I'm here.
Okay, give me a moment, Ms. Hunter. I'll need for you to come on camera while so figure that out, but I'll be with you. You can continue,
yes,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Rainford.
He also mentioned that he does have 4 children that he supports, so he really needs to get back out so he can continue to work because he's worried about losing his job, and also to continue to support the kids that he has, Your Honor. He is a high school grad. He has his associates from Kennedy King Community College, as well as he mentioned to me that he attended Maryland Eastern Shore but did not finish there. So I'd just be asking for a signature bond for Mr. McKinnon, and if not, a signature bond, the lowest possible amount, especially because he doesn't really have a history, Your Honor. So I'd just be asking for a signature bond so he can get back home to his dog and to his job so that he can continue to support his kids.
Thank you. Ms. Hunter, if you will unmute, if this is Ms. Hunter that's on the line.
Yes, hello.
Yes, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you
Yes.
swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, identify yourself by name, please.
Larabia Hunter.
Yes, what would you like to tell the court, Ms. Hunter?
So this is my first time getting abused by a man, and I just wanted to say that I wasn't intoxicated at that time and I didn't do anything. The fact that he gives me stuff, so he gives me a lot of things. He's supposed to be taking care of me because I have a medical condition. I've been in and out of the hospital. So he was willing to do that. So the situation was more him controlling me more than anything. And we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend because we didn't even discuss that. So
Okay, thank you for being here this afternoon, Ms. Hunter.
mhm.
For each charge will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, makes for a total of a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Hunter. Stay away from her residential address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
Position number 9.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Gibson. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001036G with simple battery, family violence, and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, there are 30 arrest cycles with multi-state interaction in Georgia and in Florida. The last arrest was in March of last year for theft by shoplifting. That case appears to be open. There's a 2022 NOLO plea to theft by shoplifting, a 2021 felony conviction for possession of cocaine, a 2018 pretrial diversion program for possession of marijuana less than an ounce, a 2014 conditional discharge for possession of cocaine. There are other felony convictions outside of the 10-year period, as well as a history of probation violations. There appears to be a 2025 arrest for battery, family violence, and cruelty in the first. That case appears to be open. Nothing further.
Is that Ms.
Yeah.
Bennett?
Yes, Your Honor. February the 15th of 2026, officers went to 183 Mount Zion Road in reference to a fight in progress involving an injured person. Once they arrived at the apartment, they observed Jaheim Gibson. The caller was lying in the bedroom floor. Mr. Gibson indicated that he was unable to get up and complained about pain in a certain area, and that there was severe pain in his waist. From his report, he indicated that he was in the bedroom, um, FaceTiming with his girlfriend, and his mother came into the room and shut the door. She approached him, pressing her legs against him. He reported he smelled alcohol on her breath. He felt uncomfortable with her standing over him like that, so he stood up. They exchanged words at that particular time. He moved to the other side of the room and reported that she shoved him, causing him to fall, and that he is disabled and has difficulty moving his legs, which also contributed to the pain because of the disability. He indicated that they were wrestling at some point in time, and that she ended up on top of him, placed her hand around his neck, pinning him down, and squeezed his private area. Our recommendation in consideration of all the offenses that he has open is for a $5,000 good bond, no further contact with Jaheim Gibson. Stay away from the 183 Mount Zion Road location. Complete a family violence intervention program. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gibson, I believe I see you on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. If you choose to, I'll need for you to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I'll have to swear you in. Doesn't appear so. Yes, Mr. Massajuddin. Oh, Mr. Gibson?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay,
As you can see, I'm here.
all right. So can you raise your right hand for me?
I got some things on my hands, so it's kind of hard.
Oh, okay. All right. So do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. What would you like to tell the court, sir?
Everything that the lady said was true. My mother did come in the room, coming towards me. I did smell alcohol on her breath. And as she said, I was on the phone with a young lady. I kept telling my mom to stop touching me, to stop pushing me, to stop pushing me. My mom grabbed my nuts. I had to turn. She already knows that I had an issue with my hip in 2025. She already know that I had surgery on my nut, on my testicles in 2021. So everything that Miss Lady was saying is true. And I am disabled and I am in the hospital because of these injuries.
All right. Do you live at the 183 Mount Zion Road address?
Yes, sir.
Will you be going back there once you get are you in the hospital there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your mother resides at that location as well?
Yes, sir.
What do you want the court to do regarding contact? Do you want to have contact with her or not?
I just want her to get some help and you know understand that I'm not against her. You know, I didn't I did never wanted this to happen. Never wanted to put my hands in my mother. Never ever disrespecting my mother ever once in my life. So whatever is cautious, whatever safe, because the hospital is trying to keep me until they find me somewhere else to go. Because they don't even want me around her boyfriend.
Anything further, sir?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you for being here this afternoon. Yes, Mr. Massageddon.
Thank you, Your Honor. For Ms. Gibson, she is 48 years old, has been living here in Georgia for the past 26 years. She does reside at that Mount Zion Road apartment. According to what she told me, that is her place of residence. Her name is on the lease. Her son was only staying with her temporarily. He normally stays with his grandmother and not with Miss Gibson. But because his grandmother was having some housing instability, they've been staying with Miss Gibson for a short period of time. Miss Gibson has gone as far as the 12th grade, has been working on her GED very recently. She receives disability for her income as well, Your Honor, and uses that money to take care of herself as well as other people who live in her house, including her boyfriend, Your Honor. At this time, she can only afford a nominal bond. And because the residence, according to Ms. Gibson, is in her name, we would ask that she receive a signature bond and not be given a stay away order from the address. Your Honor, with a no contact order, Ms. Gibson will be able to abide by it.
Okay, for each charge will be a $500 good bond, makes for a total of $1,000 good bond. I want her to begin the Family Violence Intervention Program. She's to have no further contact with Mr. Gibson. She can go back to the Mount Zion residence with law enforcement. If Mr. Gibson is not living there, she can stay there. If he is living there, then she's going to have to gather her belongings and find somewhere else to stay. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
All right, this guy 27, Mr. Mills,
I'm sorry, say it one more time for me.
27.
And Mr. Mills, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Mills. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001038C with simple battery, family violence, and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, there are 30 arrest cycles with multi-state interaction in New Jersey, North Carolina, Florida, and in Georgia. The last arrest was in 2022 for a probation violation. No disposition was listed. There are no felony convictions or misdemeanor convictions in the last 10 years. There was a 2005 arrest for battery, domestic violence, and cruelty in the first. However, no disposition was listed, and there are other felony convictions and offenses outside of the 10-year period.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. This is an incident between roommates. Allegedly, the defendant put his hands around the throat of the victim, Brian with a Y, Taylor, traditional spelling. Mr. Taylor was on the phone with his boss when she heard them yelling. The phone disconnected and she called 911 on his behalf. Essentially, it was over whose food was being eaten. This is not the first time, apparently, that this has happened. We have spoken to the victim. I believe he said that he has moved out and that he is debating a TPO. Let me just double check and make sure that I'm saying that right. Yes. Strangulation assessment was completed. They were roommates sharing a house. Victim said there were previous altercations with his defendant. He says he was on the phone with his sister, not his boss, but he wants no further contact and has moved out of the home and is debating on seeking a TPO. We are asking for a $3,000 surety. That's $1,000 per charge for anger awareness, as these are roommates. No further contact with Brian Taylor. No need for a stay away, as the victim has already moved out. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Ms. Spear, my calendar only shows 2 charges. Is there a third that I'm missing? You asked for $3,000.
You know what? I
bond,
think there was
1,000
one, and
per
I think I
charge.
dismissed it. I apologize.
Okay, so we only have a simple battery, family violence, and a willful obstruction.
Yes, there was a battery, family violence, but there was I had to dismiss it as we had no visible injury. So that's correct. I apologize. It should be a
No,
$3,000.
okay. I just want to make sure we're clear.
Absolutely.
If Mr. Brian Taylor is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mills is 60 years of age. He does still reside at that rooming house address, so I'd be asking that he's able to go back in light of the alleged victim moving out. He has been in Georgia the majority of his life. He is on disability, he mentioned, so he wouldn't be able to afford a bond, Your Honor. He is a high school graduate, and he also mentioned that he served 1 year in the Navy, but because of his disability, he was honorably medically discharged because of that. And so I would just be asking that he receives a signature bond so that he can return to his residence. And given the fact that he is on disability and is disabled, Your Honor.
Okay, for each charge will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, makes for a total of a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with the alleged victim, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Mills. Would you like to go next?
We go to 32, Mr. Weather.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Weather. You have, oh.
Here you go.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Weather. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001046B with battery in a public transit vehicle or station. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 14 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 2021 for fighting. That case was dismissed. There was a 2000 misdemeanor conviction for battery, a 2003 NOLO plea to battery and simple battery. There was a 2020 arrest for battery family violence in DeKalb County that was no prossed, a 2016 arrest for battery, which was dismissed, a 2011 arrest for battery, which was also no prossed, and a 2006 arrest for battery, and that was dead docketed. There was one FTA from 2018. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened on February 14th. While patrolling the Five Points MARTA station, two officers were dispatched to an active fight on train 273. Upon arrival, multiple people on the platform identified defendant as the person that struck the victim. Her name is Ayana, Iyanna Moore, traditional spelling. Moore said that the defendant bumped into her, so she pushed him off of her, at which point he swung and struck her in the right cheek with a closed fist. She did have an obvious bruise consistent with her allegations, and he did a spontaneous utterance of, "Yeah, I hit her." In light of the stranger on stranger violence and the violent history, we are asking for a $2,000 surety for anger awareness courses, no further contact with Ayana Moore, and to stay away from the MARTA station, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
If Ms. Moore is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. From my understanding, from what Mr. Weather has relayed to me, it seems like the case was a whole misunderstanding. It started off as an accidental bump and turned into something bigger. He is 54 years old. He has a good address at a rooming house in Decatur. He's been in Georgia majority of his life. He did mention to me that he has a job and he is possibly at risk of termination since he's been here and hasn't been able to get to work because he's supposed to be working every day, Your Honor, at that restaurant. He is a high school grad. He mentioned that he had 3 years of college experience and that he doesn't have anyone's number to call to help him with a bond. So he really wanted me to that he could get a signature bond. I told him that I would ask for a signature bond on his behalf. And so I would just be asking for that due to the fact that he let me know that, the case was a whole misunderstanding and yeah, he needs to get back to his job, Your Honor.
Signature bond. No further contact with Ayana Moore. Abide by any MARTA restrictions. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
What was
Good luck
that?
to you, Mr. Wood. $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Okay?
All right, position number 4.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Davila. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001025D with theft by taking. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 22 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in June of last year for fleeing, theft by receiving stolen property, willful obstruction, and other traffic offenses. That case is currently open and pre-indicted. There's a 2025 felony conviction for possession of a firearm by, and the defendant is currently on probation. A 2022 felony conviction for theft by receiving stolen property. A separate 2022 felony conviction for 3 counts of burglary. There's also a history of probation violation, arrest. There's a hold in Cobb from January 27th of this year for a probation violation. 3 FTAs in the last 10 years, and there appears to be an open 2024 case in DeKalb County for possession of tools and possession of meth.
Thank you.
Yes, on September the 14th of 2025, officers were dispatched for a student reporting a theft of a scooter at 281 First Drive Northwest. They met with the victim, who is Sean, Chaeun Park. Mr. Park indicated that his scooter was locked in the bike rack at the Weber building and that when he returned he was there at 7:50 in the morning. When he returned at 2:20 in the afternoon, the bike was gone. that it is a Max Shot Pro electric scooter valued at $250. There was a master lock on it. There was some video footage that identified a female dressed a certain way taking the scooter. And there was a bolo that was issued, and she was identified as the person who took it. We're asking for a $1,000 good bond, stay away from all Georgia Tech campuses, complete an anti-theft course through Operation 21, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Masajuddin. You're on mute there.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. For Ms. Davila, she is 35 years old, has been living here in Georgia her entire life, has a good address here in Atlanta. She lives there with her other roommates there. She is a mother to 5 children. She does have the 2 youngest, the 6-year-old and the 4-year-old with her, shared custody. The others stay with their other family, Your Honor. She's a high school graduate with some college under her belt. And has been employed as a cleaner and working at home demolition. Your Honor, for Ms. Davila, we would just ask that she be given a signature bond here today.
Okay, will be a $500 good bond. Stay away from all Georgia Tech campus. No further contact with Mr. Park. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
We got position add-on 1, Mr. Humphrey.
Good afternoon, Mr. Humphrey. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001050G with 5 counts of battery family violence. Is there a history? Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 19 arrest cycles with multi-state interaction in Georgia and in Florida. The last arrest was in 2024 for 3 counts of card fraud out of Cobb County. That case appears to be open. There's a 2025 misdemeanor conviction for willful obstruction and altered ID, and the defendant is currently on probation for that case. A 2020 felony conviction for ID fraud and theft by taking. 2018 first offender probation for 5 counts of forgery and willful obstruction. There was a 2023 arrest in Florida for battery domestic violence. In that case was no priced. 2018 arrest for battery family violence was also dismissed. There is a 2023 open case for battery family violence in Fulton County, a 2022 open case out of Fulton County for 2 counts of simple battery family violence, and a 2019 open case for a DUI. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Spears, this your case?
It is. I'm not sure if she's having difficulty. Look like she's trying to get back in.
Sorry, I got kicked out. I don't know what happened. I'm back.
Okay. Okay, we're on the add-on position. Oh, the only add-on, Mr. Humphrey.
Yes, Your Honor. This is from December of last year. The 911 Atlanta Police Station 911 got a call from the victim's cell phone number, multiple calls actually. You can hear a female scream, the call disconnects, she calls back, you can hear violence occurring, call disconnects again. This happens a couple of times. The next day, police are told to go to Grady Hospital to meet with a victim who sustained multiple injuries on the 13th, and they may or may not have occurred at the residence of Miss Kayla Blades, Kaylah, who is the victim of Daniel Humphrey. When the officer arrives, she says that the defendant continued to beat her as they drove around the city of Atlanta. Medical staff, the officer can see swelling on the side of her head, bruising around the neck, her face is swollen, her elbow's swollen. Grady says she has a collapsed lung. She stated that the defendant was the one who caused these, and when he becomes intoxicated, he becomes violent. It should be noted that she's the same victim on a 2022 simple battery family violence that got dismissed. She's the victim on 23 CR 00.
See, did we lose Ms. Spear?
Okay, we'll try this for the third time, I guess. Sorry, Your Honor. Where did I get kicked off at?
Um, you were speaking of the same victims in the same.
Okay. So she got the 2022 dismissed. 23 CR 006058G was scheduled for a plea hearing in November of 24th. It's still considered open. There was another case, 19 CR 00004C, that was dismissed. 22 CR 008521G, 2 counts of simple battery family violence, also with this victim, still open. He also had a family violence, domestic violence battery that was null prossed out of Florida. I don't believe that we've been able to reach Miss Blades. We did ask for this to be a felony transfer based on the collapsed lung and the history, but the DA denied us. We are asking for $3,000 surety per charge for a total of $15,000 based on the severity of the charges and the history and the likelihood of recidivism. No further contact with the victim, Kayla Blades, to stay away from her address at 1054 Howell Mill Road. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond with screens, as the victim has indicated that intoxication seems to be a problem. ADET. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rainford.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Humphrey is 29 years of age. He does reside with his parents currently. He's been in Georgia all of his life. He mentioned to me that he is okay with the no further contact. In fact, he hasn't had contact with her since December, Your Honor. He also mentioned that although they do share a child together, that they already have a third party transfer set up. And he's actually unemployed at the moment because he's a student. He mentioned that he's currently in trade school, trying to get a certification, Your Honor. And so I would be asking for the lowest reasonable amount if a signature bond is not applicable due to the fact that he wouldn't be able to afford anything since he is not working and is currently a student, Your Honor.
And for each charge will be $1,000 good bond, makes for a total of a $5,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Blades. Stay away from her residential address. Third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation. I want him to begin the Family Violence Intervention Program and also have an alcohol drug evaluation and any treatment that's necessary. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Humphrey. Ms. Rainford, will you contact Mr. Humphrey after court today to answer any questions that he might have?
Yes, I was just about to say if courtroom 2 can just put him on the phone with me, I can speak with him. Give me a call and I'll speak with him.
Number 19, Mr. Hughes.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Hughes. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001027J with 3 counts of battery family violence, theft by taking, and simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 14 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in February of last year for battery family violence and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. And that case is open in state court. There's a 2017 misdemeanor conviction for 2 counts of simple battery family violence, an additional open 2024 case for battery family violence and battery against a pregnant female, also open in state court. There is a history of probation violations. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. The previous cases, the 24 CR 005-093J, the battery family violence and battery against a pregnant person is the same victim, as is 25 CR 001-555J, battery family violence, and there is the open felony case, 26 PI 001244, which is second-degree criminal damage to property, wherein he threw a table at her windshield. She was not in the car, just for the record. In this particular instance, the defendant, let me back up. On February 4th, the victim, Deja Huse, that's Huse, not the same spelling, called to say that her boyfriend had assaulted her. He hit her in the face, tased her in the back, maced her, then stole her car keys and ran off. The officers did observe injuries to her lip and bruises on her arm, along with blood on the side of the face. They don't believe the taser made contact. They didn't see any puncture wounds. They offered medical treatment. She said, quote, "I have too many kids to look after to go to the hospital." They do live together and have 2 children. She did say she did not want to press charges, but obviously based on the injuries as well as the history, the state did agree to take the charges on this one. She did call 911 shortly after the officers left, but he ran out the back when she placed the call. She believes there is MH issues, that the defendant has been hospitalized for those issues. She did mention the 2 previous cases. Basically, she wants MH help, medication monitoring. We did explain that we will be asking for no further contact with her, the stay away and the third-party transfer of children based on the totality of the circumstances. At this time, we haven't asked for a felony transfer. We are asking for a $10,000 surety. I did not do the math on that. FVIP, no further contact with the victim, Deja Huse. Stay away from the incident location, 2301 Godby Road. MHET, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bonds. And if we could sound for Ms. Hughes, I do believe I saw her previously on here. Thank you.
While I do that, Ms. Spear, if you could, those 2 open cases, if you wouldn't mind getting those case numbers to Ms. Bridgewater for me. Also, I want to know what the conditions of the bond for those cases are and who issued them.
Yes, Your Honor. I know Judge Besson had one of the cases. That's the only one I know about.
Okay, well, who issued the bonds is more what I'm concerned about and what the bond was.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Dacia Hughes, I see that this is possibly you on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. I'll need for you. Yes, ma'am, raise your right hand for me.
Sorry, I'm feeding my baby.
Okay, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court, ma'am?
Basically, what I would like to say is, like, I wish I never involved the police in our situation or any of the situations that we have been into. I have been pregnant basically like our whole relationship, and we had 1 miscarriage in the beginning also. So I have been very hormonal the whole time that me and him have been together. And with him being mental health and me being hormonal, it did not mix good in a relationship at all, especially with me being pregnant, almost 3 times in the whole relationship. But he did not tase me. The taser was on my car keys, and in the midst of like the car keys being touched and stuff, go. And it's a button that's easily triggered, but he did not tase me. And as for the mace, he did not mace me. I sprayed the mace in the house. And the table, like, it didn't mess my car up. I'm not even 100% sure if it was him that placed the table up on my car. Me and his other baby mother have been having on and off problems because she's been sending mail to my house. She's came to my house. So the more I think about it, it possibly could have been her placing the table on top of my car. Move. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Anything further?
The only other further thing that I have to say is, we don't really even communicate, but he does help me with my utilities as far as like paying them. He'll send the money to my sister, and my sister will send it to me so that I can pay for my utilities and stuff. So I know y'all are asking a lot of his bond, but I wish that y'all wouldn't, because I still do need his help, because it hasn't been my 6 to 8 weeks after having my new baby.
Thank you for being here this afternoon, ma'am. Were you able to get those bond orders for me, Ms. Spear?
No, unfortunately, my computer is incredibly slow, Your Honor. I am pulling them up, but it's just taking a while.
I will look, Judge. This is Mr. Hughes, correct?
Yes, thank you. I believe that he has 2 open state court cases, if I'm remembering
So
correctly.
for the 24 CR 005-093 J, there is a bond for there's a $3,000 good bond. All right, Judge, the system is moving a little slow. Signed by Judge Mincy with a no further contact with Ms. Hughes and a stay away from the Gobby Road address.
Okay.
And sorry. And the 25 CR case. It looks like it was a bond over, Judge. Oh, it just said he made a new bond. Oh, hold on one second. It looked like it's right here. It was a $6,500 good bond with a no further contact with Ms. Hughes, also a stay away and a one-time escort, and that was signed by you in
Okay.
March of last year.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ms.
No
Strong.
problem.
Yes, Ms. Rainford.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hughes is 28 years old. It is my understanding that he has been staying away from the 2301 Godby Road address. He mentioned to me that he's currently staying at his mom's in Athens. He's been in Georgia all his life. He did mention to me a slew of mental health issues. And he did mention that he did receive some treatment for it already, and that he is currently in the process of disability for that, Your Honor. He is not working right now. He did mention to me that he is a high school grad, and that he just wants to be able to get the help that he needs. He is asking for no further violent contact and third party transfer with the kids, Your Honor. And I would just be asking for the lowest reasonable amount for his bond today, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Hughes, you're not only in violation of, because I've seen you before, of my bond, you're in violation of Judge Mincy's bond. And had you stayed away from Ms. Hughes, you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in now. So you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. I'll have Ms. Rainford speak with you for you to answer any questions, and you'll have the opportunity to litigate this. But no contact means absolutely no contact. So if you a lot of people say, well, she's trying to keep in contact with me. If you see her, you need to go the other way, because it's going to be you that's going to be sitting there. Okay. So at this time, for each of the battery charges will be a $2,000 good bond. For each of the other charges will be $1,000 good bond. That makes for a total of an $8,000 good bond. I want him to have a social worker visit to assess for an MHET. Obviously, no further contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from her residential address. Third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir. And again, Ms. Rainford, if you will speak with him to answer any questions after court, the court would appreciate it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Number 5, Dixon. Oh,
Good afternoon, Mr. Dixon. You have been charged in case 26CR001026H with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 4 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 2022 for aggravated battery, and that case appears to be open in DeKalb County. There was also a 2021 arrest for battery family violence in DeKalb County that was no pros. There was an FTA from 2021, and there appears to be a DeKalb County hold for an FTA from September of last year. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
I'm not sure if it qualifies. We have a consent bond that was drafted. It's a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. 24-week family violence intervention program, no further violent contact with the victim, Latangela Nelson, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Your Honor, I am in receipt of that bond.
Is that your understanding of the terms of the bond, Mr. Massageddin?
Yes, Your Honor, those are the terms.
Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. Dixon.
I'm sorry. How much is that? One more time. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I believe it's a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, correct, Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
We're gonna reset you to Wednesday, okay?
And then we got number 6, Mr. Dollar. All right, number 6, Mr.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Dollar. You have been charged in case 26CR001028C with criminal trespass and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 19 arrest cycles. The last arrest was February 2nd of this year for criminal trespass and possession of tools. That case is currently open and pre-indicted. There was 2023 first offender probation for battery family violence, criminal trespass, and 2 counts of simple battery family violence. There is also a 2022 misdemeanor conviction for criminal trespass, family violence, and there was also a 2016 non-fingerprintable charge conviction, and that was reduced from criminal damage to property in the second. There appears to be an open case from 2025 for possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. That case is also pre-indicted, and 3 FTAs, nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. He is the cross defendant for Mr. Peavy's case. This is happened February 13th of 2026 at the 1151 Allen Avenue, which is the JB Auto Parts, where they were caught there with other individuals. The victim would allege that they were taking automobile parts from that location. Her name is Johanna Brown. And they ran from the officers, jumped a fence, failing to obey commands. Our bond recommendation for Mr. Dollar is for $3,000 good bond. Stay away from the JB Automotives at 1151 Allen Avenue, Southwest Georgia. So that'd be a $1,500 for each count. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Masajanin?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Dollar is 36 years old, lifelong resident of Georgia. He does have a good address here in Atlanta, where he lives with the mother of his children. He has a 4-year-old child, as well as the stepchildren that he helps take care of. He's a high school graduate, Your Honor, and is a certified electrician. He is in between jobs right now. He works on a contract basis, so the most recent contract has ended. It has been a couple of weeks without work for Mr. Dollar. Your Honor, at this time, we would ask for a signature bond for him.
All right, for each charge will be a $500 good bond, makes for a total of $1,000 good bond. Stay away from the Allen Avenue, JB Auto Parts address, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Dollar.
Next we got number 10, Mr. Gray.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Gray. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001037B with criminal trespass and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 72 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in January of this year for possession of a drug-related object. That case was dismissed. There was a 2021 felony conviction for entering auto, a 2014 felony conviction for ID fraud, and a 2013 misdemeanor conviction for theft by shoplifting. There appears to be 2 cases in judicial hold, including an October 2020 arrest for aggravated assault, possession of tools, and entering auto, as well as a September 2020 arrest for 2 counts of entering auto, possession of tools, and 2 counts of criminal trespass. There is a history of probation violations and an FTA from 2019. Nothing further.
Thank you. Seventh battle.
Yes, on February the 14th of 2026, officer was flagged down at the Greyhound bus station by security officer Weaver in reference to someone trespassing on the property. It determined that Mr. Gray had snuck into the back gate onto the premises, had been previously issued a criminal trespass notice from September the 24th of 2025 due to his stealing luggage while at the location while customers were being distracted, and other violations. He had returned to the location, assaulted a woman in the front office as a prior case that included that drug-related object case that she mentioned. In this case, he was also placed in custody, search incident to arrest. They found a crack pipe in his pocket as well. So the bond recommendation is for $3,000 good bond, $1,500 for each offense that he complete a BHET, a social worker visit, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Masajanin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Gray's 56 years old, lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. He does have a good address, the address on file, Kimberly Road. Lives there with his mother as well as his brother, Your Honor. He's a high school graduate and has been working at the neighborhood supermarket, which is near to that Greyhound bus station. But he's had that same job for the past 3 years, working, stocking shelves and doing janitorial work, Your Honor. Excuse me, for Mr. Gray, we would ask for a signature bond for him today.
All right, for each charge will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. Stay away from the Greyhound bus station unless he has a valid ticket. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Gray.
13, Mr. Hurd.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hurd. You've been charged in case 26CR 001040B with battery. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, is this position 13?
Yes.
Okay, there are 4 adult arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 2023 for a probation violation. There is also a 2023 misdemeanor conviction for theft by taking. There is a hold out of Clayton County from 2024 for a probation violation. Nothing further.
You. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. On February the 15th of 2026 at 3503 Conley Street, they received a call in reference to a fight. Rhonda Benton is the victim, stated that he had been drinking and began to tear up the apartment and attacked her for no reason. There was some information that at some point in time they were arguing because he would not provide her with an illegal substance, crack cocaine. She was struck with an object during this time period, and there was broken furniture around the location, and she sustained a laceration to her right leg. The bond recommendation is for a $3,500 surety bond, no further contact, stay away, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, social worker visit, as well for BH issues. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Masajedin?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hurd is 25 years old, a lifelong resident of the state of Georgia. He has a good address in College Park where he lives with his aunt. Your Honor, he has 2 young children, ages 8 and 4 years old. They primarily live with their mother, but he does see them weekly. Your Honor, he is also working currently in home renovation and as a handyman whenever he can find that work. Your Honor, Mr. Hurd has been very forthcoming in speaking that he wants to get help for addiction that he's currently struggling with, Your Honor. We would ask for him to receive a signature bond while we work within our office to try and get him connected to these services that are going to help set him up for success in the future.
All right, will be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, social worker visit to assess for BHET, no further contact with Ms. Benton, stay away from the Conley Street address, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Number 20, Mr. Jefferson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jefferson. You have been charged in case 26CR 001030Y with battery family violence, simple battery family violence, and simple assault family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 2 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in 2024 for battery family violence, and that case is currently open and the diversion program appears to be pending. There is also an arrest in 2008 for battery and battery family violence, and that case was dismissed. And the case number for the open case is 24CR 002293Y.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, and we are revoking the diversion program on that charge based on this new count. On February 11th, officers arrived at 191 Northwest Broad Street in Fairburn and talked to Jonte Jameson Jefferson. She said she and her husband got into a fight. He spit on her and hit her in the face. The husband is the defendant before Your Honor. They live at 3085 Duke Drive in Fairburn with 1 child that they share. He had asked for a phone number or something, and an argument ensued. He spit on her. She tried to spit back. He threw water in her face. She threw an energy drink at him. Then he struck her on the left side of her face. She didn't know if it was open or closed. There were no visual injuries, but then she got dressed and drove to the Fairburn Police Department. The defendant followed her until she pulled into the driveway, and then he drove away. There was a small knot on the top of her head. We have spoken with Miss Jefferson. She does confirm the events in the warrant. She is the victim in the case that we sent to diversion. She said they have been together for 12 years and share one child. Based on the totality of the circumstances, we are asking for a $5,000 total surety. That is 2,000 on the battery, 2,000 on the simple battery, 1,000 on the simple assault. FVIP. No further contact with the victim, Jonte Jameson Jefferson. Stay away from the incident location at 3085 Duke Drive in Fairburn. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I do believe I saw the victim, Ms. Jefferson, present on Zoom. Thank you.
Ms. Jonte Jefferson, if you wish to address the court, now is your opportunity. I'll need for you to activate your camera for me.
It says my video has been disabled. Oh, thank you.
We will enable it. Okay, if you can raise your right hand for me, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can place your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
As they stated, my husband and I have been married for 12 years. During our time, we've built what would look like a picture perfect life together. We've purchased a home, cars, we vacation. We have an almost 9-year-old daughter. So of course the situation is unfortunate. I will say that in regards to the situation that happened last Wednesday, I initially refused to complete the witness statement. I was told by both officers that, well, I told them that I did not want a warrant issued. And they gave me a form, a do not prosecute form, and they led me to believe that filling that form out would stop a warrant from being issued, which is the only reason that I went ahead to fill the form out. I now know that regardless of me filling that paperwork out, that it wasn't in my hands, but had I known that they were going to issue a warrant, it's not something that I would have ever continued through with.
Okay. Ms. Spear, in the other case, he was in the diversion program. Normally, they have to go through or begin the family violence intervention program. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Jonte, had Mr. Jefferson started that family violence intervention course?
I think so. I know it was in the works. I'm not sure if the course had actually started or not.
Okay. Anything further that you'd like to tell the court?
I know they asked for no further contact. I would just, again, like no further violent contact. We do have a daughter together. My daughter literally has been looking for her dad for the past couple of days. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being here, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jefferson is 40 years of age. He does, as Miss Jefferson stated, they do own that home together. He's been in Georgia all his life. He is possibly at risk of termination from his job, he mentioned to me, Your Honor. He is a high school graduate and he did have 2 years of college experience. Because of this, I'd be asking for the lowest reasonable amount if a signature bond is not applicable, and also for no further violent contact, as Miss Jefferson stated, Your Honor.
Do you know when began the family violence intervention program course?
I am not sure. If Mr. Jefferson, you could answer yes or no if you've started that course.
Yes, today was my first day missing.
Okay. All right. For the battery family violence will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. For the other two charges, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. He is to continue the Family Violence Intervention Program. If he has not started it, it's started within the next 2 weeks. No further violent contact with Miss Jefferson. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
23, Mr. Jones.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001049E with loitering and prowling. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, this is Mr. Antoine Jones.
Yes.
Okay. There are 29 arrest cycles with multi-state interaction in Georgia and in Alabama. The last arrest was in 2024 for stalking, and the defendant was convicted of that. There's a 2021 misdemeanor conviction for battery, a 2015 arrest for simple assault, family violence. In Alabama, no disposition was listed. A 2011 an arrest for escape in Alabama, no disposition listed. There are other felony convictions outside of the 10-year period for burglary, theft, and robbery. There are 2 FTAs, one from 2017 and 2016.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have a bail. Is that the bail in Alabama? Is the 2016 FTA, and there's a bail jumping conviction, but I must have erased the date as maybe it's around the same period of time. But in this case happened February the 15th of 2026, when he was at 2226 Gary Court. The victim in this case is Justin Motley, Motley. He indicated that his neighbor, Mr. Jones, was seen on his ring camera, that he had left the location that morning, somewhere around 9 o'clock and 9:30 in the morning. And he was seen on the camera trying to conceal himself while turning the knob as an attempt to get into the address. Mr. Motley was to talk to him through the ring camera and tell him, leave the property. He was lingering around in the yard, lingering around at the front door, walking back and forth. And again, after being told to leave, he again attempted to enter into the property. The officer noted that they were concerned. They have an open case. I don't know if they're still investigating it. I didn't actually see an arrest for it, when which he was that he attempted to get into another person's home, and there's a woman there, and when she would not open the door, he stood in front of the camera and committed a lewd act in front of the camera. So we are concerned, as particularly with that stalking case that he was convicted of in 2024. Our bond recommendation is for $5,000 surety. I think that's what has been said by the magistrate, and we would ask, in light of his history and the possibility of reoffending, that the court institute that bond, and that he no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Stay away from the property at the 2226 Gary Court address, and no further contact with Mr. Mosley. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Rainford.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jones is 49 years of age. He's been in Georgia for about 4 years. He was born and raised in Alabama. He mentioned to me that he is currently employed as an electrician at Allison Smith Electrical Company. He graduated from high school. He also mentioned that he does suffer from MH issues, Your Honor. It's also my understanding from our conversation that he lives at the 2226 Gary Court Northwest. It's apparently they have multiple units at the property, Your Honor. So he actually does live on the property in one of the other units. So I'd be asking that he's not granted a stay away so that he can at least return to his unit. If anything, just stay away from the unit of the alleged victim in this case, Your Honor. And I'd be asking for a signature bond for him, and if not, the lowest reasonable amount.
Right. Will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. No further contact with Mr. Motley. Stay away from Mr. Motley's property or unit number. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Jones.
Number 29, Grimes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rons. You've been charged in case 26 CR 001039A with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
Yes, Your Honor, there are 9 arrest cycles. The last arrest was in August of last year for theft by shoplifting felony, which is currently pre-indicted. No prior misdemeanor convictions listed. However, there are 3 other open cases, including a felony theft by shoplifting case from July of last year that's pre-indicted, a 2024 arrest for fleeing, cruelty in the third, and misdemeanor theft by taking in Fayette County, and a 2023 theft by shoplifting, possession of a firearm, and willful obstruction case in Fulton County.
Thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant stole 3 pair of jeans from Old Navy. He's kind of been known around both through Old Navy's other stores and this particular location. This is the strip mall at 3664 Marketplace Boulevard. We're asking for a $2,000 surety, an anti-theft course, no further contact with store manager Jalen Jalon Harris, to stay away from 3664 Marketplace Boulevard, and it does appear that a social worker visit may be in order. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rhines is 29 years of age. He does have a good mailing address. He mentioned to me that he resides with his grandfather. That should be the address that's in the system. He's been in Georgia all of his life. He is unemployed. He mentions that he has an upcoming interview this Wednesday. So I would hope that he can get released so that he's able to get employed. Hopefully he does well in the interview on Wednesday, Your Honor. He is a high school graduate. He did mention to me that he has some medical issues going on, that he hasn't been able to get the proper treatment while in custody, Your Honor. So again, I'd just be asking for a signature bond for him. And if a signature bond is not applicable in this situation, for the lowest reasonable amount.
Yes, Ms. Rainford.
Can you repeat that, Your Honor? You're going in and out.
What would be the lowest reasonable amount that you would suggest to the court?
Well, because he's unemployed, Your Honor, I'm not exactly sure how much he would be able to afford.
I normally I'm asking you because if I ordered $1,000 good bond, he could go through a bonding company possibly. If I ordered anything lower, then he probably might not be able to. So yeah, $100 cash bond.
Mr. Rhines, do you think $100 cash bond is suitable for you? You can give a thumbs up if that's okay.
Right, it'll be $100 cash bond. Stay away from all Old Navies, especially the one on Marketplace Boulevard. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
33, Mr. Wizard.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wizard. You have been charged in case 26 CR 001047A with criminal trespass and fare evasion. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
There is 1 prior arrest from last year, from 2024 for possession of a firearm and robbery, and the defendant is currently on first offender probation for that case, and nothing further.
Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. On Valentine's Day, the 14th, Officer Manuel was patrolling North Avenue MARTA station when he saw the defendant go through the fare gate behind another person. And once he was able to interact with defendant, he found out that defendant has an active MARTA suspension that was effective January 2nd, and he would be able to resume riding on March 2nd of this year. There was a $500 surety for the fare evasion and a $1,000 surety for the criminal trespass already issued by the previous magistrate. We would ask that that stand and to stay away from MARTA in compliance with any and all suspensions, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Ms. Rainford?
Yes, Your Honor. He is 18 years old. He's been in Georgia all his life. He is currently looking for a job. He mentioned to me that he's waiting for a call back from, I believe, Publix. He's currently in a GED program as well, Your Honor. He said he's right now they have like a break, but they resume classes on Wednesday. So I'd be asking for a signature bond so that he's able to go and finish out his program and resume classes on Wednesday. I did, let him know that he needs to stay away from the MARTA. I think there was a little bit confusion about the suspension, and so I made that clear to him. And he doesn't have anyone's numbers or anyone to call to necessarily pay for a bond, Your Honor. So I'd be asking for a signature bond.
Does he have a place to stay, Ms. Rainford?
Can you repeat that, Your Honor?
Does he have a place to stay?
Yes, so he mentioned to me that he stays with a friend right now. He did not recall the address. I told him that he needed to at least once he gets released to update that in the system, because the address that's in the system is his sister's address. He said that address should be fine, but he doesn't know if she still remains there for mail. So I was like, well, you're going to need to update that address if she's not still there. He mentioned to me that his dad is deceased and that his mom hasn't been in his life since he was younger. So he's been currently staying with a friend, Your Honor, but he didn't recall the address.
Well, if he needs assistance with housing, we can certainly help him with housing.
And I asked, Your Honor, and he seemed that he wants to continue to be with his friend, Your Honor. I just made it clear that he needs to update the system so that we can have that address on file so he doesn't miss any court dates.
Okay, so for each charge will be a $500 signature bond through the jail, makes for a total of $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Abide by any active MARTA suspensions and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Mr. Whitsitt, I'm going to let you out, but you're going to have to make sure that you stay in touch with the court, give them a proper address, because if you miss a court date, they're going to put a warrant out for you and you're going to be right back where you are. So make sure you stay in touch with the court as if you move locations, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Number 3, Mr. Castillo.
Okay. Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Castillo. You've been charged in case 26 CR 001023K with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Washington?
There is one prior arrest from 2023 for alien inadmissibility. No disposition was listed. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a consent bond, 2,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1, and complete 1 anger awareness course, no further violent contact with Johanna Quinos, Quinones, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
That's your understanding of the consent, Mr. Masajuddin?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Castillo.
I'm sorry, how much was the consent bond?
It was for 2,000.
2,000 what?
2,000 signature through pretrial services level 1.
Thank you.
Item number 14, Mr. Hernandez Dominguez.
Okay. Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez Dominguez. You've been charged in case 26 CR 001043J with criminal trespass and loitering and prowling.
Your Honor, Mr. Hernandez Dominguez speaks very limited English. I don't know that we can proceed without a translator for him.
So you are, I'm sorry, Mr. Masajian, you want to proceed without the interpreter
I don't know.
or not?
I would prefer not to without the
Oh,
interpreter.
okay. I just didn't hear what you
Yeah.
said. So we'll have, had I known that we needed an interpreter, I could have ordered one earlier in the court session. But at this late date, we'll have to reset him until Wednesday.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Okay, so he'll be reset until Wednesday, February 18th. Okay. What else there that we can take courtroom two?
That's all for us, though.
All right, do we have some waivers?
No waivers.
All right, so let me go through just to make sure. Position two, carrier, that's going to be reset for February until Wednesday, is my understanding. What about position number 8, Juan Fletcher?
He's gonna be an MH reset.
Okay, MH reset until 2/18 as well, Wednesday. Position 14 was reset for Wednesday. I also have position 17, Mary Holloway, is an MH reset for Wednesday as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, do we know how is this her third reset or second?
This would be her third. She got reset Friday to Saturday. Saturday didn't work out, so now she's here.
Yes.
And what's the, well, so Ms. Rainford or Mr. Masajuddin, if you can have a social worker speak with her or see what we can do to make sure to see if we either get a waiver or something for Wednesday so that we can see Ms. Holloway.
And I will, and I told the PD before that she's on Judge Ingram's C calendar in Superior Court, so I expect that that's where she's going to end up on this case.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Position 24, Marquise Jones.
Yeah, he refused to join us today, so he's gonna be
Set, okay.
Hey.
So 2/18 as well. Okay, it looks like that takes care of everyone. Thank you. Ms. Bridgewater, whenever you're ready for us.
Yes, sir. Okay, once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be March the 3rd. On the regular calendar, position number 1 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 2 is reset to Wednesday. Position 3 is a consent, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 4 is going to the SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. Position 5 is a consent, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 6 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 7 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. 8 is reset to Wednesday. 9 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. Position 10 is reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 11 is going to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 12 is a consent bond with a total $10,000 SOB through pretrial. 13 is reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through pretrial. 14 is reset to Wednesday. 15 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 16 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $5,000 good bond. 17 is reset to Wednesday. 18 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 19 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $8,000 good bond. 20 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 21 is reset further notice with a total $6,000 SOB through pretrial. 22 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 23 reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 24 is reset to Wednesday. 25 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 26 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 27 reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 28 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 29 is going to the SAP calendar with a $100 cash bond. 30 is reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 31 reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 32 reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through pretrial. 33 is reset further notice with a total $1,000 SOB through the jail. And for the add-on calendar, it is going to the SAP calendar with a total $5,000 good bond. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Okay, if not, you all enjoy the rest of your holiday. We will see you next week.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Take care,
Have
everyone.
a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.